All right. Thank you guys for hopping on our Thursday night leader chat. So I heard of this idea from another coach and I really liked it. I just thought it was so simple. So has anyone signed a coach in the past month? Raise your hand. Sweet. Right. And I think sometimes have you ever had a coach who's like a little scared to launch their business? Has anyone ever had a coach like that? Raise your hand. Right. Scared shitless. So I got this idea from another coach. She said, basically, I just I help them get started, of course, on their journey. They get their pack. Maybe they've done like that first scary post, like talking about what they do as a coach, or they started, with a new program, or they done a picture with their Shakeology, or, maybe talked about, their workout. But she said, I've tried this and it's working. So she basically gets the coach kind of started and then says, let's put together an event. So she hopes that they pick a public event, but you could do it as a private event if they were concerned about a boss or something seeing it. But she says, I have them put together an event and invite anywhere from 5 to 20 people that might be interested in either joining or just learning more about their health and fitness journey. So she invites them to the event, say on like Monday, Tuesday, and by Wednesday, Thursday. So giving them about 3 days to like invite, think of anyone else. They plan a time jointly together to go live on like the Facebook split screen. And she's like, we just hop on the event together. She introduces herself because obviously she's invited her friends, right? So she talks a little bit about like, hey, thank you guys for hopping on with me. I'm so excited to share with you like kind of what I've been doing to like improve my health and fitness. So she just like kicks it all off, right? And then passes it over to her coach, you guys, to basically share a bit more about the health and fitness aspect, like address, that this is like a sustainable lifestyle, working out, eating better, meal plan, Shakeology. Like obviously any of us are a little more adept at like answering those questions or dealing with anything that might seem scary. And the new coach is there like benefiting from that. Their friends are hearing from you. Then of course you pass it back over to your new coach who just, says, thank you guys for hopping on and supporting me in this journey. I'm so excited about the changes I've seen so far, whether they've been a coach for like a week and are ready to do this or like a month and they're ready to do this. But it's basically sort of an event that lets them help. It's like a business launch event, basically, where they can invite as many people as they want to like hop on and learn a little bit more about what they've done. And of course, when you create the event, say like Monday evening and she starts inviting, you can pop in there. Maybe she's sharing her 10-day transformation with 80-day obsession, or maybe you're sharing a little bit about your story and telling people you're so excited to chat with them on Thursday night. You can work out all those details. You could share pictures, from her, from the team, from yourself. It doesn't matter, but just sort of like a little preface of what they can expect to learn when they hop on with you. Then, of course, that video is there. They could send it to someone who happened to miss, the event that night or miss the recording. It kind of gives them like a little thing to continue to send people and get them interested in their business. And it's just a little bit more, I don't know. I mean, I personally thought this is something you could even do like right on their own Facebook page. But I know like not every new coach is like totally out of the closet and like their coworkers and their boss. Like if they don't have that type of situation, even doing this right on their Facebook page and teasing it there might be something that's a really good idea. But I know a lot of people are like in this part-time or it's like a little bit of a side hustle. So I think using some sort of, public or private event takes it off of their personal Facebook page that maybe it doesn't matter. So has anyone done something like this? I see no.
We've done the new, like the 3-day glimpse groups into a challenge group, and usually I encourage like my new challenge or my new coaches to invite to that. But so it's a similar concept, but I think like just even doing it one-on-one with a coach would be good, or like a pair of maybe 2 new coaches instead.
Yeah, I think if like 2 new coaches kind of like mesh well, or you kind of feel like they have a similar story or journey, or they kind of have built a little relationship because they started at the same time or something. But I think like the one-on-one of like, it's not so scary doing this because my coach is going to be here to rescue me in case I screw it up. Like, it's not.
I see it as a more valuable time than like a one-on-one with a coach. Like if a new coach is signing up to like, hey, this is what we're going to do together to kickstart your business, it gets them involved in working instead of like, hey, let's get on the phone. You're going to tell me why you're scared and why you're not doing anything.
Right. like I love,
hey, I'm going to help you do it. And then it launches them into talking to people.
Absolutely. Like it's an actionable step. It's like you put the control in their hands, right? Like they're going to create the event. You're going to help them brainstorm like the 10 to 20 people they could invite. Like it just immediately kind of like gets them out of their comfort zone, but you're going to do it together. So it's less scary. I don't know. I think Raina had been a coach not even a month when I was like, hey, do you want to do a biz op with me?
I was a coach for like a week. And I was like, ooh, okay. Like, terrified. It was awful. But I did it.
But she did it, and she survived. And now look where she is, eating her dinner on our leadership call.
Yeah, I think we almost have crippled new coaches. Like, hey, don't feel pressured to do this. Like, I mean, when I jumped in, I was the same way. Like, Anita was like, hey, do you want to host a business opportunity call? And I was like, wait, what's that? Wait, I don't even know anything about the business. Like, I've been a coach for like 2 days. She's like, oh, it's fine. You just get on. Like, just.
Right, I'll do most of the talking.
I'm pretty sure that whole week I was like, so what? Do we need to practice? Like, what do I say? Like, sweaty palms. Like, okay. But I think we've kind of like almost given our new coaches a crutch. Like, just work on you. If people want to do it, they'll come to you. Like, no, I actually was pretty aggressive and like, I'm going to do this dang business. And it's not scary. It's not hard. Like, you just have to take action.
Well, and I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, everyone talks about like training and what's the best training. And I don't think, yes, I guess you have to know how to like sell a challenge pack. And I think most of us like know how to talk to people, like talk to them like you're talking to your friend. I mean, most of us aren't immediately cold market. So I just think it's a good like actionable thing that kind of gets them jumping out of their comfort zone immediately. Like I probably wouldn't do this with a discount coach or like right away unless I was like, hey, you already have 2 Success Club points on the board. Like, what are you doing? Right. And then they're like a little bit more willing. But I kind of liked that it was something that like you could like train and prep on, right? Because if after they did that call to action or you did that, event that night, if they had a person interested, 2 people interested, 3 people interested, like what happened, right? Like confidence immediately goes up, or all of a sudden they have 10 or 20 friends watching what they're doing and like noticing the results they post the next week, or finally like coming around and saying like, all right, I'm totally interested in what you're doing. Like, tell me more about 80-day obsession or Shakeology or whatever. Because I think a lot of people sit back and they like hide behind the fact that they're doing this like online, or they're not talking about it. So any questions before you go do your assignment, which is to pick a new coach and go do this? That's what I'm going to do. She doesn't know it yet.
I love it. I think it's a good idea.
So I know, I think it's kind of fun, and to me it's pretty duplicatable. I mean, you think if you could get on, if you had a willing coach, which I think I do, and she's going to be my guinea pig, But she's already sharing like about her journey and talking about Shakeology. She already has like a little bit of a transformation. So I'm like, perfect. Like, we're going to host this event. I'm going to get on and help you run it. I mean, to me, that's like pretty easy, right? And then if she makes some sales from that, she hits Success Club from that, maybe signs her first 2 coaches from that kind of thing, like immediately, like, boom, you've helped them create an emerald. Who's to say they couldn't turn around? I'm going to basically make like a little outline we can all follow, but who's to say they couldn't turn around and then go do that like in the future with their new coaches? Now we're talking like we're literally equipping them to be able to go out and like help their new coaches get started or help their new coaches build the emerald.
Yeah, because they're not talking about the business even. They're talking. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I like the idea of having like everybody in the team cup do it. My team cup people are all new coaches, so
yeah,
do that.
I love that.
Yeah,
I think that helps all your team cuppers.
I don't think anybody has to be a leader to like create an event and talk about a challenge group. I mean, a coach, once they've even signed one person and walked through that process and been in a challenge group for 20, 30 days, they'll be able to sign a coach and proudly get on and say, this, you know, this is what I've experienced. This is what you're going to get. And they'll be excited about talking about it. Like, I feel as if it's something you can pass the baton fairly quickly. Not like, oh, they're not diamond yet. Oh, they don't have a team yet. Like,
right.
You're not asking them to host about the business right off the bat. You're just asking them to talk about a challenge group and the support and what they're going to get and all the cool like community and the support and their transformation. Like, they're going to have that and they're going to want to be, I mean, a lot like being through a challenge group, be like, in 30 days, you're going to start your own. It's like, okay, so we're doing this. And then in 30 days, you're going to do it with your 2 new coaches. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think it's like really simple and duplicatable. I mean, I was running like business opportunity calls when I was an emerald coach because I wanted to be like a diamond coach and a star diamond coach. Like, I remember like I'm gonna get a script, and I listened to one of Janelle's calls and I like literally wrote down like her bullet points. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing my own calls. Like, I'm gonna just like, you know, emulate the way I want to be.
We did them every week almost, I feel like.
We did them every week during like a team cup, and I felt like it was so successful we just kept doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I look back to when I started, and I mean, we did biz up calls every like all the time,
every week.
Yeah.
And I don't know that calls work like they used to work.
Yeah.
I just don't know that I can get anyone to use their cell phone for calling a phone number anymore. I know people are like, nah, I don't use my phone for that. So I just feel like if you can watch something, like whether it's like on YouTube or you can, and I mean, that's the thing, if it ended up being like a really great call, like they shared part of their story or whatever, like to me, they could take that and, you know, download it from Facebook and upload it to YouTube and have it. I'm missing some comments here, I think. That's awesome. What about my only IGers? I don't know, because I have one of those too. She's like only on Instagram, and I'm like, well, you can have Facebook just to be in the team page. I don't know.
I get that a lot, like the people that don't have Facebook, and I tell them, like, for whatever reason they don't have it, it doesn't matter, but I tell them, like, just create one, like just a faux account, that way you can just be plugged into.
I think she's saying, like, what, I mean, we can't do an event with our girls that are killing it, or like, you know, only on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I mean, to me, I guess the situation is different because, you know, you can't do like a split live on Instagram, but I mean, I guess we could work on some sort of like a little script, like here's how you could go live on Instagram. I mean, that's easy enough. I'd be like, watch all of our stories and just figure it out. Like, to me, Instagram is so easy because there is like stories and you can go live, and I don't know. I feel like Facebook is sometimes like a
Can
little
you hear
harder.
me or no?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm driving. But you actually can do a split screen live on Instagram now. You just have to do it in a live story. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
And then when somebody joins, you just click invite, and then it splits it, and it's the two of you.
All right,
So
then.
I missed the cool stuff, like the whole strategy, but I could chime in there. So.
Yeah, you just have to click add, you can invite them to join you.
Yes. So yeah, if you plan to both be on like Thursday night at 8:00 or whatever, you could just add them and go. That's sweet. And you could obviously tease it with a post or tease it in your story. Done. Sam, basically the whole idea was hosting a Facebook event with a new coach, and basically doing like a split live to have them kind of share about their new venture. You talk about, they kind of toss it over to you. You share how Beachbody's impacted your health, fitness, helped you build a business. And then, basically they wrap it up with, thank you for supporting me on my journey. I'm so excited kind of thing. But basically it gives them, however many people they decide to invite to this event, it kind of basically becomes like their business launch event. And because you're there helping them do it, it's like less scary, right? Like they don't have to do it alone, but it gives them a way to talk to a bunch of people all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So
is it you and them and their prospects? Like it's just one at a time, not like a group of all your new coaches?
No, my the idea I got from another coach, she does this one-on-one with her new coaches that are kind of ready. They've kind of, maybe done a little before and after or shared something about the business and a little bit about what they're doing. And so she just messages them and says, would you be up for hosting a one-on-one event with me to launch your business? And, I'd just like you to invite like 10 to 20 people. And like she has them create an event on Monday, add all their people. They kind of like pepper the event with like maybe a couple before and afters. And, reminders for them to hop on. And then they just host the event like on a Wednesday or Thursday night, go live together at the same time and just help them move into like talking about the business, about the fitness, and move people into like, challengers or coaches.
Yeah. I'm reading the book called Building an Empire, and he recommends that. He's like right away, like in their first week, get them one-on-one. He says like do a home party, which I will not do, but like a home party within your first 3 days, and then a conference call within their first 5 days to talk about the business. And we do most of the time, like exactly what you said. So I like it. Have you done it before, or have you tested it out?
I've not. Like literally, I heard about this yesterday, and I was like, I love this so much for like a coach that really wants to like make it a business, not just like, a discount or whatever. And I was like, it's such a great way, like, to be able to immediately get them to Emerald or get them that first sale, and their confidence goes up and they feel supported by their friends. And so, yeah.
I think you could even utilize like the Instagram highlights. Like if you're trying to do it on Instagram, you can like make a little like highlight, be like sneak peek of my wellness studio. That's right. Challenge group, whatever you want to call it, coming, and then like flash it, like use hype type and do like words and flash it to like whatever time or day you're doing it. Like don't miss my live Instagram this time, whatever. And then split screen with have your coach do the same thing on their stories.
Yeah, I like that.
Because it gets more eyes too. Like if they're doing it, they're going to have that interest and feel confident in people that they don't even know reaching out to them and being like, what is this about? So, Facebook is great because they can invite that warm market, but then Instagram would be kind of like hey, you can talk to anybody about this. All you have to do is go on your Instagram stories and be like, hey, I'm doing this, save it to your highlights, be like, fun event or whatever. And they'll check it out and watch it for the whole week,
That's true. Yeah, I think there's a way to do it on either platform. So that was basically what I wanted to chat with you guys about tonight. It was not just like, sit around and stare at each other, but like a new idea. And I think it would be so fun as leaders if we got out and tried this like in the next week or two. And then I guess I'd just love to hear like some feedback, like this worked amazing, or I've done this with, you know, 2 of my coaches, one was scared shitless. Like what, I just think it would be fun to hear like the feedback. Cause I think this is something like emeralds, newbie diamonds, like anyone could do with their new coach to really help them get going. Like get going. Cause I mean, I was like, okay, I'll just start selling Shakeology and whatever we had, which was like P90X bars, like DVD packs. We didn't even have challenge packs back in my day. I was like, you want Turbo Fire? Let me sell that to you. So I just think if we can get them out there and just feeling confident, like once they do it one time, right? Like it's just every other time it gets so much easier.
Yeah, I think it'll encourage new coaches when they sign that first challenger. I think they're like, oh, I can do that. When they hear so many no's and they don't sign in their first 30 days, when you say their goal is 3 and they don't sign anybody, I think they're like, maybe this isn't for me right away. Like they're like,
right,
not my thing. I guess I can't do it. They see other coaches like hitting, you know, signing people and they're like, what am I doing wrong? And they second guess it. I think it will help them like even sign that first person up and get walked through and be like, oh, I could do that again. But they have to see that you had to invite 20 people and do this event for that one sale. So like, okay, now repeat, like write those 20 people down, talk to them next month, but like find 20 new people, do it again. So.
Well, and I think if we did it once, say like me and my new coach did it one time, who's to say like she doesn't meet a gal in our team cup group and they host an event like next month together and invite people. I mean, to me, it could just continue to like, you know, create and evolve from there. But I think I love even the aspect that it's like pretty one-on-one. Like we're obviously going to have to work a little bit together, like more together, like leading up to the event, making sure she's, you know, invited enough people, or, you know, just mentioning to her like, hey, your girlfriend Sarah keeps commenting in the event. Like if you talk to her about what you're doing, because I think some of that, like they're so afraid, but as soon as you're like there cheering in their corner, they're like, okay, I'm going to go message her.
I was just thinking we could even give them like invite scripts. Like I'm doing not this, but like I have my own webinar on Sunday, and I have a message that says all my new coaches, and I'm like, I gave them 3 scripts, and I was like, if you have a friend, if you have a family member, if you've been connecting with someone on Instagram, copy paste this. So we could do that similarly with this. Just be like,
yeah,
hey, here's
absolutely.
a sweet 2-sentence thing to invite someone.
Yep. Well, now it's kind of my thought, and maybe we can all kind of work to put this together, even in the files, like in the leadership group. But I was just thinking like kind of like a bullet point script of things you'd want to cover on your live together in the event. And then same, like just, again, like a little 2-sentence type invite as you're inviting them to the event. Just so that connection is there. But yeah, I think I almost like an event better than a group. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like held hostage when I get added to all these groups, but maybe that's just me. Right. Any other ideas?
All these makeup groups and stuff. It's like they're all groups. It's not events. It's like I can't opt out. I can't get out of it. Like I'm at the point where I'm in like so many groups. Like I tried to remove myself, and I was like, it literally took me hours. I'm like, I haven't even made a dent. Like whatever. I guess I'm just in these groups for life. Like I can't get through them.
You should just start going live in there, Bree.
I started saying, not true, added me, but I'm a wellness coach if anybody is looking. And then I get removed pretty quick, but.
Right, then they'll take you out.
Yeah.
I kind of like
hey,
that
I'll
idea.
get my transformation pick up there quick.
Right. There was a couple of coaches that used to do that. Like they would get added to like all the legging groups or whatever.
Yes. I think Laurel
literally created a post of like her in the leggings and was like, you know, I don't know how I got added to this group, but I love leggings too. And just talked about how she liked looking good wearing her leggings, and it was kind of like a legging like booty shot. It was like, if you're interested, she had like a whole little thing she would post in these.
If you're not confident in your Lula.
Well, she totally like signed up a couple people from it. I loved it. And then, you know, they typically booted her out. But all right, well, cool. Is everyone going to try this in the next week or two with a coach? I know, because I feel like this is something that would be fun to do like all through Team Cup. And I don't know, I think if this goes well, maybe this is something we just roll out in like TLC, like have people start trying it with their teams. But I will upload this to YouTube, and at least the whole team will have all the information, or all the leaders will have the information so they can try it too. And then we'll see how it goes. Because I think if we all kind of take our best practices or what worked, what didn't, we can probably make something that makes it pretty simple for any, you know, coach on the team to really make this plug and play for their business. Yes, even our emeralds going for diamond. Are you kidding? Get every coach you have that's sort of interested in the business doing this with you. I mean, you could literally help them go find their first 2 coaches. So, all right. Well, anything else? Everyone go enjoy your Thursday night then. Go lay in bed with my laptop.
For next month.
What's for next month?
I said, don't forget to sign up in the leadership group to step up for, I feel like we've had like the same leaders rotating, and I think maybe it just is unclear, like anybody can step up and do those.
And there are guides for everything too, so don't feel scared.
Are they updated through February? Or do you need me to go update it?
I think we need to update it, but since we're all on, I just figure I would remind, because I know some
it's a good idea.
Not know that they can. I mean, a new coach call consists of sharing the 4 vital behaviors. Guys, team up with a coach. Like, it's not too complicated.
Right. Yeah, no, those are easy. And coffee chat is just like fun chit chat.
Yeah. So just sign up